Welcome to Aussie Steps, your trusted source for the latest Australian immigration and education updates. Imagine this: you've spent months preparing your application, dreaming of studying in Australia, only to find out that the rules have changed overnight and your chance could slip away. That's exactly what's happening right now. The Australian government has just announced major changes to the student visa program for 2025, and these updates could make or break your future plans. If you think you have plenty of time or that these changes won't affect you, think again. The new education and assessment level requirements are stricter than ever, and missing even one detail could cost you your spot. In this video, I'll break down exactly what's changing, who's most at risk, and what you need to do right now to stay ahead. Stay with me until the end for expert tips and real answers to your most urgent questions. The Australian government has just unveiled a sweeping overhaul of the student visa system for 2025, and the changes are some of the biggest we've seen in years. The headline: New, tougher education and assessment level requirements that will impact every international student hoping to study in Australia. Previously, the process was more straightforward. If you had an offer from a registered institution and met basic criteria, your chances were strong. But now, the government is introducing stricter checks on both students and education providers. Assessment levels for different countries have been updated, meaning students from certain regions will face more scrutiny and may need to provide extra documentation or meet higher English language standards. Some education providers will also be reclassified, with only those meeting new quality benchmarks able to sponsor international students. This is a major shift from the old system, where most institutions had similar standing. The bottom line? The pathway to an Australian student visa is no longer one size fits all. I'll explain exactly who is most affected by these changes and what it could mean for your study plans. So, who stands to gain and who could lose out under these new student visa rules? Let's break it down. If you're from a country now classified as higher risk, you'll face more hurdles. Think extra financial proof, stricter English requirements, and more detailed background checks. For example, students from South Asia, Africa, or certain Middle Eastern countries may find the process slower and more demanding. On the other hand, applicants from countries with lower risk ratings could see a smoother, faster application process, provided they choose reputable institutions. Education providers are also feeling the impact. Only those meeting the government's new quality standards will be able to sponsor international students. So, if you're considering a lesser-known college or private provider, double-check their status before applying. For students already in Australia, some may need to transfer to higher-rated institutions to maintain their visa status. The uncertainty is real, and the stakes are high. I'll tackle some of the biggest myths and misconceptions about these changes, so you don't get caught off guard by rumors or misinformation. With all these changes, it's easy to get swept up in rumors and panic. One common myth is that all student visas are being rejected now, but that's simply not true. The reality is, the process is becoming more selective, not impossible. Another misconception is that only top universities can sponsor students. In fact, many reputable colleges and TAFEs still qualify, just make sure they meet the new standards. Some believe, if you're already in Australia, you're safe, but even current students may need to meet updated requirements. The key takeaway? Don't rely on hearsay or outdated advice. In the next section, I'll explain why the government is making these changes and what it means for your future plans. So, why is the Australian government making these sweeping changes to the student visa system now? The answer lies in a mix of policy, politics, and public perception. Officials say the main goal is to protect the integrity of Australia's education sector and ensure that only genuine students are coming to study. There have been growing concerns about visa misuse, with some applicants using student visas as a backdoor to work or permanent residency. By tightening assessment levels and raising standards for education providers, the government hopes to weed out low-quality institutions and reduce exploitation. On the other hand, Critics argue that these changes could make Australia less attractive to talented students and damage the country's reputation as a welcoming study destination. The debate is ongoing, but one thing is clear: the rules are changing fast, and you need to be prepared. Next, I'll show you the urgent steps you must take to secure your place. If you're planning to study in Australia, now is the time to get proactive. The new rules mean you can't afford to leave anything to chance. Here's a step-by-step action plan to help you navigate these changes and boost your chances of success. First, check your eligibility based on the latest assessment levels for your country. Visit the official Australian immigration website or consult a registered education agent to make sure you understand the new requirements. Don't rely on old information. What worked last year may not work now. Next, choose your course and education provider carefully. Make sure the institution is approved under the new quality standards and has a strong track record with international students. If you're already in Australia, confirm that your current provider still qualifies to sponsor student visas. If not, consider transferring to a higher-rated institution as soon as possible. Prepare your documents thoroughly. This includes updated financial statements, English language test results, academic transcripts, and a genuine temporary entrance statement that clearly explains your study intentions. Double-check everything for accuracy and completeness. Small mistakes can lead to big delays or even refusals. Seek professional advice if you're unsure about any part of the process. A registered migration or education agent can help you avoid common pitfalls and keep you updated on the latest changes. Finally, act quickly. The competition for places is getting tougher, and waiting could mean missing out. In the next section, I'll share what education experts are saying about these changes and how you can stay ahead. Education agents across Australia are urging students to act fast and stay informed. Many report a surge in inquiries and warn that the new rules are catching some applicants off guard. Agents emphasize the importance of choosing reputable institutions and preparing complete, accurate documentation from the start. They also highlight that students who seek professional guidance early are more likely to avoid costly mistakes and visa refusals. Their top advice? Don't wait for the rules to change again. Start your application process now. Keep an eye on official updates and always double-check your provider's status before making any commitments. We know these changes have left many of you with urgent questions, so let's clear up a few right now. First, can I still apply if my country's assessment level has changed? Yes, but you'll need to meet the new requirements, so prepare carefully. Second, will my current visa be affected? If your provider loses approval, you may need to transfer. And finally, is professional help necessary? With the new rules, expert advice can make all the difference. Up next, let's wrap up with your next steps. The path to studying in Australia is changing, but with the right information and quick action, your dream is still within reach. Don't let new rules catch you off guard. Start preparing now, choose your provider wisely, and seek expert advice if you need it. Stay connected with Aussie Steps for the latest updates and guidance. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an important change. Your future starts with the steps you take today. Before you go, remember, you're not alone on this journey. Join the Aussie Steps community by sharing your questions and experiences in the comments below. We read every message and often feature your stories in future videos. If you found this update helpful, share it with friends who might need it too. Together, we can navigate these changes and support each other every step of the way. See you in the next video.